Hello everyone, welcome to Marlin Chess Kids. Today I show the gameplay by Author and Rohan, and this beautiful game complete in only 31 moves. And let's see how the game play. The game starts with the pawn to e4, c5, knight f3, d6, d4, and the c takes d4. After this, the knight capture back the pawn and the knight to f6. Then knight to c3 and a6 was played. And this is the first 5 moves, and you can see that the white is better in this position. And this is one of the Sicilian Najdorf game. Then the game continue with bishop to e3. e5 was played trying to attack the knight. And now the knight back to b3. Then the bishop to e6 was played, keep on develop, and now f3 was played. After this, the black in this position play h5, and this is a very strong idea to continue to play h4 and trying to attack the white king side. So h5 was played, and now the white play knight to d5 to go to the center of the square. So if the white do not capture the knight, let's say make a move such as a bishop to e7, then the bishop can develop bishop to b6 attack the queen. So for example, the bishop to b6 attack the queen, and now the queen need to move. And if the queen move wrongly to d7, then the knight can goes to c7 and check the king and win the rook. As the knight is protected by the bishop, the queen cannot capture the knight. So this is one of the very nice tactic. So after knight check, now the king has to move to any of this place. So if the king move to f8, then the knight can just capture the rook. Therefore, back to this position, after the bishop attack the queen can move to c8. Then the knight continue to check the king, and the king move to f8, and then the knight will just capture the rook. So after this, the black can play knight b to d7, and with this, the queen will be attacking back the knight at a1, and will capture back the knight. So if the knight back to c7, then the knight will just capture the bishop. So you can see that after this knight move, this is a double attack, and one of the pieces will be captured by the black. So if the white move away the bishop, such as a bishop to a5, then the queen will just capture back the knight. So back to this position after knight d5. This is a very strong move from the white. You have many activity for the white to play. Therefore, the black just capture the knight to minimize the threat from the white. And then the pawn just capture it back, e takes d5. After this, the black continue to develop knight b to d7. And here, this is the first 10 move, and the white is slightly better in this position. After this, the white continue to play queen to d2, and here g6 was played. After this, the white play c4, trying to develop the pawn and keep on the pressure towards the black, and a5 was played. After this, rook to c1, and now a4 from the black, trying to attack the knight. So the knight just go back to a1, and this is the critical path and idea for the white to play from knight b3 to a1, to c2, to e3, then to d1, then to c3, and finally to b5. And here you have the idea to attack with the fork at c7 and also attack the pawn at d6. So after this move, the knight to g8 was played. And after this, the white played bishop to e2, preparing for a short castling. And after this, bishop h6 was played, trying to attack the bishop. And here, this is the first 15 move, and the position is equal for both now. After this, the knight planned to move to c2, and the position is equal, and the game continues with the black capture the bishop, then the knight capture back, and now f5 from the black, trying to have a very strong pawn structure and also can attack. So after this, the white just go for a short castling, and now the black develop another knight, knight g to f6. After this, the knight goes to d1, and here at move 19, then the knight goes to c3, and now the knight goes to c5. And here, this is the first 20 move, and you can see that the position is still equal for both sides. After this move, the white player rook to b1, trying to have the idea to attack with the pawn attack the knight. Then king to g7 was played, preparing to allow both of the rook to have the rank 8 and attack from the h file. After this, the knight to b5, and here the queen to b6 was played. At this moment, the black can also just push the pawn forward to attack the king structure of the pawn. So in the actual game, queen b6 was played. After this, the king goes to h1, because if the king do not move, you can have the discover check and win the queen, as this queen will be checked and the knight will be attacking the queen. For example, if you make a move such as a3, and you can see here the black is clearly winning with a knight c to e4 check, and this is an open check. And if the king move to h1, then the knight will just capture the queen, and here the solution is the black will be clearly winning. So in order to prevent this, the white can play queen to e3. So if you continue to attack back the queen, so now if your knight goes to e4, it will not be able to work, because the queen will just capture back the queen at b6. So queen e3 will be one of the good move to play for the white. And in the actual game, king h1 was played. And after this move, now the black trying to attack strongly with the h4 pawn. And after this move, the white play b4, trying to attack knight. And this first move of the pawn with the pawn of the black at both of the side can be either left or right, able to play with the special move called N and just capture the pawn. So here the black capture the pawn, and this is a very nice move. With this, the pawn just capture it back, and after this, the knight to h5. And at this moment, the white do not see any threat of this knight. So with this move, the white continue to play a 4. And this is one of the tactical blunder, which is this attack the knight, which will lead the black to gain more point with the position sacrifice. At this move, I give a couple of seconds to figure out how to make a position sacrifice at this position. Well, congratulations for those who found the answer, and for those who like to enjoy the show, here are the very nice position sacrifice from the black, and the black play knight to g3. And here with this position sacrifice, in the actual game the pawn capture the knight, and here after the capture, the pawn capture is a complete winning for the black, and you can see this is be a -6 for the black. So back to this position, if the black do not capture the knight, so the king have to move to king g1. So if you make the king to g1, then you have a knight c to e4, and here again you have the open check, and the knight will winning the queen. So after this move, the black will just win the game. So in the actual game, after the knight check, the pawn just capture, and after capture, the pawn will just capture, and now you have the rook to h8 and checkmate the king. So if after this move you play such example move like rook to b2, then the knight can goes to b3 and attack the queen, and if the knight goes to d2, then the knight will just capture back, and here you will continue to win with the rook to h8 and check the king, and then you can have capture the knight to have an open checkmate. So if you play example moves such as b5, then the rook will go to h8 check, and after king goes to g1, then you have a knight capture, you have the nice double check, and the king cannot move to any of the square. So another example, if you move the kings to g1, then here you have the open check, and we're winning the queen. So if you use the knight to block, then the knight will just capture the queen, and now again the knight will fall the 2 pieces, and with the white push the queen here must move to a7 to maintain the diagonal. So if the black move wrongly, such as move queen to c7, then the knight will go to e6, and here the knight will check the king and have the royal fall. So after king to h7, then the knight will just capture the queen, and if the knight captures the rook, the knight will just capture the rook, and after the rook capture, it will be the equal game, or the white will be slightly better in this position. So after the pawn capture, then here they have a very nice move, queen to d8, and preparing to go to h4 and checkmate the king. So after this, queen to d8, then king to g1, then queen to h4, and the mate is can't avoid. So after this, the white play rook f to c1, then the rook to h2 check, and king to f1, then queen to h1 checkmate. And with this, thank you.